Good morning, and I want to talk about just quickly coming out of your house after COVID, because a lot of people find that they've been in isolation, they've been locked down, and to come out the house is kind of a scary thing. To go and maybe go to the shops, or you can now go and walk around the local park after you've had all this bombardment of fear of if you get COVID, you're going to be really ill, you're going to die. Uh, and you listen to all the scaremongering that goes on the news, and it can be quite frightening. So you've been in isolation, you've been on your own, and now you want to venture out, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this fear, this battle within the mind. And to a degree, that I think is perfectly natural. And one of the things I love reading survival books, how people survived. And it's interesting because I've just been reading Duane Miller's book, Survival, which is about a group of canoeists. And it all goes terribly wrong, and a couple of them die, and they have to be rescued off this island. But what they say is, when they're on the island, it says this: as much as we wanted to be rescued, there was something in us that didn't want to leave. The site on the side of the lake had become hallowed ground. That's what Duane writes here. As much as they want to be rescued, they don't want to leave. And that side of the lake became hallowed ground. It became their place of safety. And we know from like the history of the Spanish flu, the ones who stayed indoors, stayed at home, they're the ones who survived. And afterwards as well, they didn't want to leave the house because their house had become hallowed ground, that place of safety. And so afterwards, when the restrictions are lifted, there's a sense of nervousness, trepidation, a sense of fear, a sense of ambivalence. Can I go out? Can't I go out? Should I go out? And there's this wrestling match that goes on, and many have this wrestling match. But as I said, as restrictions are lifted and there is freedom and safety to go back out, we can do, but we have to overcome that fear barrier. And one of the ways we can do that, and it's St. Patrick's Day today, remember, and St. Patrick was actually born in Wales, not far from where I live, about half an hour car journey. Anyway, he comes up with this prayer, and some people call it St. Patrick's breastplate, but I think Patrick has used it for himself. And St. Patrick prayed, Christ beside me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me. So may we use that prayer to overcome our fears as we venture out, back out into this world to live a life amongst community, which God has called each and every one of us to. So may we pray together, Christ beside me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me. God bless, and may the love of Jesus take all fear away. And may Christ be in those places like in Italy, where they're facing a third wave of COVID, where in India many villages are being hit extremely hard by this COVID virus. And may they also be praying this prayer that St. Patrick taught us to pray. God bless and keep you safe.